Speaking of dying, by the way, speaking of death, I went on the internet today and I was looking up, where the fuck is it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Install later. Get out of here. Beat it. Try in an hour. Try tonight. Jesus, how can you be more fucking needy? All right. Where is it? New York City discusses world's largest tax-funded mass grave might be turned into a park. Now, I lived in New York. Start spreading the news. I'm wearing sweatpants. I'm gonna go down to Ted Steaks and eat some shit. And I'll feel like I'm making it there. Successful New Yorkers think just because they're in Manhattan, you know what I mean? Everybody looks at themselves like they're the star, No one sees themselves as background. You know what I mean? You're the ones waving up at the Beatles. You're not in the Beatles. You understand? You're the one in the crowd screaming, fainting as security takes you out as you're looking at somebody successful, right? That's who you are. You're those people already on the subway as they try to jam another person in there, and the world needs you. The world needs you, okay? If I can go to White Castle and eat 18 of those burgers, I'll be a fat-titted fuck in the upper deck. Sorry. All right, world's largest tax-funded mass grave. So there's an island out there, which I had no idea. I knew of Ellis Island, and then there's the island that the Statue of Liberty is on. Then I knew there was one that the Navy owned or some shit. But there's this other island out there that they just bury people that don't have any money or nobody knows who the fuck they are. It's called Hart Island, or as a tourist from Boston would say, fucking Hot Island. Let's go out to Hot Island, dude. Maybe we can find our fucking uncle. Got in trouble with a bookie. Hart Island, New York. Rosalie Grable looks down over rows of white pipes, some broken or covered in mud, sticking out of the dirt. Each tube marks the grave of 150 adults, homeless, poor, veterans, and unclaimed individuals who couldn't afford anything but a spot in what's widely believed to be the world's largest tax-funded mass grave. Tax-funded mass grave, not mass grave, because believe me, I think, isn't there one underneath like Wall Street? They just massacred a bunch of Native Americans or some shit, then they just bury them all. Isn't that what they used to do back then? All right, that takes care of that. Who wants to build a log cabin, right? Lunatics. So whatever. Grable, a 64-year-old resident of the Upper West Side, wants grass and wildflowers to hide the dirty white plastic. She's come here to honor her mother, who died in a hospital bed with no savings to leave to her daughter. She said, I'm still getting used to the idea that my mommy still calls her mommy. That's creepy. Wound up in a potter's grave. I know that's my mother. I know that my mother was expecting something much more traditional. I don't understand people who, like, when they die, they want to have one of those above ground fucking, like, tombs. It's like the above ground swimming pool of grave sites. It's like, how fucking special do you think you are? Who gives it? You're dead. They should just have mass graves. They should have a giant pit. You just fucking, the family doesn't need to see it, but you just fucking throw it in there. Throw it in there, and then as you dissolve, you become the next fossil fuel. Right? Think about all the fucking people that have lived in the world. If we had one giant fucking massive grave in each country, and you used whatever, I don't know how the fuck you end up turning into motor oil, but evidently that's what happens. I know if you jump off a building, you explode like a water balloon because you're mostly water. And I don't know, if you eat a lot of Italian food, like I do, you got a lot of olive oil in you, who knows? Maybe you might help out somebody's fucking lawnmower in the future. That's what they should do. Holy shit, did I just solve global warming? Or maybe I solved the Middle East crisis. And if elected, I will begin burying all dead Americans in the same hole. And 100 years from now, we will use the fossil fuel that has created to free ourselves from the Saudi Arabians. I am so sick of seeing world leaders go to the UN and act like we have some sort of a friendship. I don't know if that's something you could do. But anyways, I became fascinated with that expression. I hope I'm saying it right. Potter's grave. So I looked it up, and of course, my research on the internet never goes past Wikipedia. Never goes past it, All right, a potter's field, pauper's field, or common grave is a term for a place for the burial of unknown or indigent people. Or is that indigent? All right, so I clicked on indigent or Isn't it astounding how fucking dumb I am? The only thing most astounding about how stupid I am is the fact that you guys fucking listen to this. I actually thought I was halfway smart until I started reading out loud here. INDIGENT. Indigent. You say tomato, I say indigent. What, indigent? I'm just going to stop saying it. I feel like every time I say it, I'm like that guy I'm playing blackjack going, hit me, over. Your fucking IQ's just going down. All right. So I looked up that word that I'm not going to say anymore. Oh, God, is it possible to get embarrassed on a podcast that only you are doing? If it's possible, I'm doing it. All right. And what ends up coming up is poverty. Poverty is a general scarcity, dearth, or the slate of one's money. Well, how did this come to, after the Industrial Revolution, mass production in factories made production goods increasingly less expensive and more accessible. Of more importance is the modernization of the agriculture, such as fertilizer, poverty reduction is a major goal. Oh, give me is it really a major goal when the fucking CEO takes 80% of the profits? Huh? One of the guys who's fucking working the line, his daughter's already hooking, is up in the CEO's office blowing him. Because she can't go to fucking Colin, and the circle is complete. Oh, that was a little poetry there. All right, the U.S. expression, let me get back to the potter's field. The U.S. expression potter's field derives from the Bible. Oh, Jesus. Referring to a field used for the extraction of potter's clay. Such land used for agriculture could be used as a burial site. So after they dug out all the clay, they just threw people in there? Well, there you go. That's a good use of space. All right, the term comes, let's read some Bible. Oh my God, I've never done this. Read some Bible. Let's read from the Bible. The term comes from Matthew 27, 3-27:8 in the New Testament of the Bible, in which Jewish priests take 30 pieces of silver returned by a remorseful Judas, oh geez, this would be some anti-Semitic shit. Okay, and then this is what it says. Then Judas, who betrayed him, I think that's J-Star. He betrayed J-Star there. Seeing that he was condemned, repenting himself, brought back the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and ancients, saying, I have sinned in betraying innocent blood. But they said, what is that to us? Look thou to it. Yep, there you go. There's the anti-Semitism right there. Hey, what do we give a shit? Just give us the silver pieces there, Judy. And casting down the pieces of silver in the temple, he departed and went and hanged himself with a halter. A halter top? They had those back then? He hung himself with a little fucking sports bra? But the chief priests, having taken the pieces of silver, said, it's not lawful to put them into the Corbona. Didn't Chrysler used to make those? The Chrysler Corbona with Corinthian leather. The term mite box. What the a mite box? Isn't that a bug? Also, alms box or poor box refers to a box that is used to save coin, or a piggy bank. That's what you should say, to save coins for charitable purposes. Oh, for charitable purposes. Oh, so then, okay, I get it. So then they say, wait a minute. This guy killed the king of the Jews, and we're sitting here with the fucking loot from the caper. Well, go stick it in the fucking donation box. And nobody says a word. You got me? All right. And then after that, they had consulted to get, you know what, this might be a new section. You want me to, guys, I'll start reading the fucking Bible, and I'll give you my interpretation of it. Gradually, I'll start my own church, right? And I'll say that I have a direct link to he that is the oneth, And then gradually I'll slide my direct link over into just saying, hey, maybe I'm that guy. I am that guy. I am him. Blow me. I'm fucking all the women here, and you guys get out in the field and grow some more apples. It's basically fast forwarding through running a cult. Oh, there's the FBI here. Everybody drink this. Over the lips and over the gums. Suck it down. Here they come. All right. The site referred to these verses known as... That's really interesting and fucking sad. There is something sad about that, right? Has anybody ever had like a fucking marquee on their head site? You know, like a big gravestone? And then just have like, you know, like the Chicago Theater, but like to scale to a headstone? Performing here for eternity or some hacky fucking form of show business. Oh, Christ. Now I got to look this shit up. Those people who have wacky headstones saying. Here we go. Funny headstones. All right, here we go. What do we got here? Images for funny headstones. Now, what are the odds any of these are going to be funny? All right. Charlie, these are just funny names. Charlie Loser, born in 1887, and John Loser. Jesus Christ, they're such losers. They're buried in the same fucking place. Joke's over. Let me out now. Leslie Nielsen, he's got a joke on his. What does it say? Let her rip. I don't know what the fuck that means. Well, these are just funny names. Stiff, Titman, Boogers, Spanks. Who put this up here? Fucking Beavis and Butthead? I mean, funny sayings. Jesus Christ, the internet. Funny sayings, headstones. Here we go. Oh, my God. This is a riot. Oh, epitaphs. Here we go. 15 of the funniest epitaphs. All right, somebody has ... Well, this sucks. That's not bad. Billy Wilder. I'm a writer, but then nobody's perfect. Oh, Jesus. It's such an NPR joke. Jack Lemmon in... Oh, it's like a movie headstone. Jack Lemmon was one hell of an actor and a funny one to boot. Here he stars in his final role. Well, In the Ground. That's a good one. This one gets to the point. Well, this sucks. Here's another one. All right, this ain't bad. Once you get used to it, that's not bad. I was supposed to live to be 102 and be shot by a jealous husband. Near this spot. You know something? Actually, if they were all interesting, I think people would go to fucking graveyards more rather than getting creeped out by it. Near this spot, Samuel Whitmore, then 80 years old, killed 3 British soldiers. He was shot, bayoneted, beaten, and left for dead, but recovered and lived to be 90 years of age. This guy's talking shit. Here I lie, but don't you cry, for one day too you will die. What a cunt. Leslie Nielsen, let her rip. Merv Griffin, I will not be right back after this message. There's the winner right there. I like that. Somebody wrote, get it? Such a comedian. You can't make anybody happy on the internet. All right, Bill Kugel, he never voted for Republicans and had little to do with them. Ugh. That was bad. Here's one said, I told you I was sick. That's funny. Another one, I knew this would happen. Some of these are pretty good. Rodney Dangerfield, there goes the neighborhood. Here lies something. He hanged by mistake in 1882. He was right, we was wrong, but we stand him up, and now he's gone. Oh, dude, you can't go with poetry. I guess that's it. Well, there you go, guys. That's about as good as it gets. And you know you can do better. Why don't you just have what the fuck are you looking at? I don't know. Let's read the advertising, shall we? A lot of death this week. A lot of death on the podcast. All right.